Stupid war, and the president's friends have to have the guts to tell him killing Soleimani at this time was a terrible idea, as I told Martha, as I said to Martha the other day, a terrible idea, brilliantly executed. Why now? What does America win?
So why
are we,
when
let me finish. Why are we picking this fight? For what?
We didn't pick it.
We killed General Grant, the General Patton, we killed General Petraeus. We assassinated him in the third. For what? Why did we do that exactly? Why did we do that?
Are you really
to protect the embassy?
To Patton? You're really equating him to
I certainly am.
Patton didn't kill his own, killed Americans.
So, listen, I got news for you. They say he killed 600 Americans. The last time I counted, there were 600,000 Iraqis who've been killed. I'm sick of this war.
Me too.
Started in 2003 for false pretenses. And now we're picking a fight with the other people with Iran. What do we get for it? What do our GIs get for this fight?
Geraldo, you're conflating two things. I agree with you about the Iraq War, and I'm hoping that this is a direction that opens...
What about Afghanistan? At what point do we say enough already?
I am with you on that, but that's not this.
At what point do journalists stop aiding and abetting?
I agree with you on that, but this is different. This is not about war. You're in a prison of two ideas, war, no war. No, this was an executive action to take out somebody that's been killing Americans. It's a win-win.
We already retaliated. This started when they killed, or the militia killed an American contractor, wounded several others. That's on the 27th of December, more or less.
And the attack on an American embassy.
On wait, you're missing something. As the media has been doing, you're missing a key thing that happened. They killed the American contractor, wounded the others. We had a massive retaliation against the same militia in Syria and in Iraq. We killed 25 Iraqis.
So we lost. Let me finish. Responsible for
they killed the contractor. We killed 25 Iraqis. Then they had the demonstration, the uprising, the siege of the embassy. This was action, reaction, action,
ordered it, Geraldo.
Okay, and we took off...
What about the 25 dead Iraqis?
We took off the head of the snake of the largest terror organization in the world.
There always is another snake.
No, you're right. Situation.
You're right. But that's the Middle East right now. You kill somebody bad, a new one comes along, but we killed somebody bad.
Why are we there? Why are we there?
We should, at some point, let's go. I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, coming up next, Trump heading to a rally tonight with tons of momentum, while 2020 Democrats are as divided as ever. That's next.
I don't keep track of regrets.
The battle for 2020 heating up, becoming like an edition of The Five. President Trump is making his way to a rally in Toledo in my adopted home state of Ohio. He's bolstered by the booming economy, even as the winds of war we've been talking about blow across the Middle East. The president about to speak to another packed crowd, reflecting his unified base as his Democratic rivals head for a big divide. This is happening, the president speaking later tonight. You could watch it right here on Fox News. But earlier today, President Trump defended the killing of the Iranian general with the airstrike.
We caught a total monster, and we took him out, and that should have happened a long time ago. We did it because they were looking to blow up our embassy.
You know, that's a kind of the statement not quite clear there, Katie. What he's talking about is that the demonstrators kind of laid siege to the embassy a couple of days before. Okay. He's not saying that there's going to be another attack on the embassy. So what do you think we win in Iran, this conflict, this confrontation?
Well, first of all, the theater that we're talking about is not Iran. We're talking about Iraq and people like Soleimani operating in a sovereign country and violating their sovereignty to carry out terrorist attacks on Iraqis and on American troops. President Trump, it's pretty simple, believes that the life of an American citizen, the American contractor who was killed, is worth just as much, if not more, than someone like Soleimani, who has spent decades and decades planning attacks against Americans. As soon as he landed at the airport, he got in the car with another terrorist, Muhandis, who was sentenced to death.
You're not answering my question.
Yes, let me finish my point. For the bombing against the American embassy in Kuwait. They've been running around the Middle East, causing civil wars all over the country. What the United States gains from this is this. He's taken off the battlefield. He's a very difficult person to replace. And the president is following his own doctrine, which is take out terrorists wherever they may be planning attacks against Americans, whether it's the head of ISIS, whether it's Soleimani, and we're going to move forward without getting involved in wars and open the door to a new Iranian nuclear deal.
I thought, one second, I thought that the president's doctrine was not to get us involved, Martha, in these foreign entanglements.
Okay, but
it's like the tar baby. Once you hit it, you don't get off.
Let me explain the way I see the president's doctrine. I think it's America first, based on what he established in his campaign. He said that that was his priority. He built up our defense capabilities. He wants to protect American interests abroad and national security abroad where American interests are concerned.
What is America's interest?
No, but you seem to be ignoring the fact, and I know there's a debate right now over the intelligence about these imminent attacks, but are you completely negating the fact that this action was believed to have been taken, or the White House professes that it was taken, because there were imminent attacks against American interests?
I have been around a long time.
So you don't buy that?
I'm in my 50th year. You tell me what the imminence is for an attack like this, and what the intelligence would, what, Lawrence, would the intelligence have to be for imminence?
Here's the deal. I don't need that.
Imminence means
I don't need.
It's irrelevant.
Well, then why say it? Why say it? He already killed 600 soldiers, 17% between during the Iraq War.
I was there, man.
I understand that. So
11 times I was there.
Why we decided to do a counterterrorism strike. Instead, you're conflating two issues. You're saying that the president is declaring war after the president said, "Look, I don't want regime change," which the last administration wanted regime change. The president said, hold on, let me finish. He also said that I did this to prevent a war, not to start a war. So the president has been consistent. There's a difference between war and a counterterrorism strike.
Let me just say this, Greg Gertfield, that
that is my name.
The Soleimani was on our side 2 months ago in fighting ISIS, in fighting Al-Qaeda, in fighting al-Nusra. He was with us to help defeat ISIS, and now...
Yeah, but that's the way sometimes it goes in history. I mean, we worked with Stalin during World War II, right? There are times when you work with people who have other interests at heart because at that moment it works for what you're looking for. But the other thing that you completely, I think, are overlooking in terms of the coverage of this is that there are thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in Iran who think that Soleimani has oppressed them as a people. Women who want to walk up and down the street without covering their faces. 1,500 protesters who were slaughtered in the streets, their bodies left to rot